What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. It is I, Emily, Lady Hopium, and today we're going to be doing our first uh ever video in the Whovium, which is Doctor Who reviews. So hell yeah, to kick that off, we're going to be reviewing the Easter special that just dropped, The Legend of the Sea Devils. And I guess before we get into spoilers, which I will be getting into in a little bit, um, overall, uh, pretty good episode. Actually, a pretty fun time. I very much, and this is the unfortunate thing, I am very much enjoying Jodie Whittaker as the Doctor the more time she has in this role. It really is unfortunate that it took so long for the writing around her character to finally begin to work. Um I'm interested to see what happens in the next episode and where we go from here with the Doctor finally regenerating soon. But in this adventure, she's good, solid, a lot of fun. One of my favorite lines from her in the episode, Yaz looks at her at one point and she's like, "You're like a kid sometimes." And she goes, "Thanks." And she goes, "Wait, only sometimes?" And I I love that because that's the Doctor. That is the Doctor all over. That seems like something that like Matt Smith's Doctor would have said, or Patrick Troughton's Doctor would have said. Like, don't get me wrong, like not all the Doctors are always like really childlike, but like Tom Baker's is another one. Like absolutely. And I love when that nature comes out in the Doctor because that is a lot of fun, and we kind of get that Doctor here again, in between some more elements of, socially awkward Doctor that kind of doesn't have the greatest time expressing herself, but for juggling all of that in one episode, she seems to handle it pretty well, and does a pretty good performance. Uh, yeah. Before I forget the Tom Baker quote that I was thinking of, where he goes, "Of course I'm being childish. There's no point in being grown up if you can't be childish sometimes." I love that side of the Doctor, and I always want to see more of that. I hope we get at least a little bit more of that in the next episode before shit gets really serious, because again, without spoilers, which we'll talk about at the end, um shit's obviously gonna get serious, like, right? Like, regeneration's coming up, like it always gets gets kind of crazy. um so I guess I will dive into spoilers. I guess before I do that, like, the Sea Devils are good. They're redesigned well, they're used well. um Not honestly, they're used kind of differently than they're usually used, which is as much as I can say without spoilers. So if you haven't seen it yet, go watch it. There's places where you can watch it. If you're in the States, you can watch it on HBO Max. If you're in Canada, you can watch it on Crave TV. If you're in the UK, you can watch it on BBC or wherever. All right, go. I don't need to tell you how to watch Doctor Who. All right, go watch Go watch it. All right. I'm assume. All right, I'm gonna assume that everyone who's still here has already seen it. So, I guess let's address the Yasmin in the room. Okay. I'll be honest. I was really quite nervous, like, all day. I've been nervous all day to watch this episode. The minute I saw it dropped, and like it got uploaded to Crave on like at like 8 or 9 tonight, and like it's 4 a.m. It's 4 a.m. right now where I'm at, and I've just been kind of goofing off all day. I made a little joke pre-review video earlier for fun, which patrons can see uh, if people feel like being a patron. But um, I guess the big reason that I did all that I was kind of I even made a God, I even made a dope outro which I may add at the end of this video just for fun. Like I gave myself excuses to do a bunch of shit because I know, and like even right now I'm almost avoiding it because it's like the Thasmin in the room. Okay, we got to address it, and I know it's gonna be rough. I know it's gonna be painful, and what goes without saying is that I really wish they had addressed this sooner between the Doctor and Yaz. Although, I guess considering that it's coming up to the end of their time, if it was gonna go the way that it seems it's going, I guess it does make sense to put it near the end of her time with the Doctor to provide kind of a natural stopping point for them traveling together. I can only assume that that's probably where it's gonna go. Um, long story short, um, the okay, so basically, at some point, I guess to sum up the plot, uh, to sum up the plot before I forget, the Doctor and Yaz are in like China in the past. They're can't remember the year. Um, and they run into uh a pirate queen. A pirate queen? Yeah, no, not a pirate queen. I mean, I guess she's not a queen. She's a pirate. Um, and she's like looking for this statue, and it turns out to be a statue of a sea devil, and she basically accidentally ends up awakening the sea devils, and um, it's kind of it's kind of a little random. Like she goes off, and this dude whose father she killed uh is trying to avenge his father, and goes and follows her, and Dan randomly just like wanders off, and without just like, I wish they wouldn't hang a lampshade on it. Like, the fact that he wandered off is one thing, but like, he comments on wandering off before he does it, and then proceeds to not tell the Doctor about it. But then the Doctor just kind of assumes he wandered off, says so to Yaz, and then they wander off. Um, and then they all like randomly end up together again. Um, but okay, so the I get, you know what, God, I feel like it's unfortunate the Doctor and Yaz stuff gets sprinkled in throughout the episode, and the way my brain works, I want to like go through all of the events in order. So basically, um, the Sea Devils have this ship. It looks pretty badass. It like clearly has like alien tech, and it can like fly, which is dope. And like they're plotting something, and it's not clear what they're plotting, but they're looking for the keystone so that they can accomplish it. And what they're trying to do is like reverse the reverse the polarity of the neutron flow of the Earth. Like reverse the Earth's poles, and like screw up the weather and shit, and like I guess make the world more inhabitable for sea devils, and like simultaneously like get rid of all humans. It it's an interesting plan. Kind of new, a new one. Um, I like the Sea Devils. Like I said, the Sea Devils are good. They're a good monster. It's kind of interesting that they didn't go the route that they normally do though, which actually, come to think of it, I think is kind of a waste considering this doctor. I think it would have been interesting to see her trying to broker a peace between the Sea Devils and the humans. Instead, it's kind of just referenced in like a tossed off line. She's like, "Oh, you were more peaceful and dedicated to living in peace with humans before, and like, what changed?" And like, that's kind of all it really gets addressed. The doctor doesn't really try. I mean, she tries to talk her way out of things, and tries to like get the Sea Devil captain to like trust her, but like, she never really tries to convince him that like, there's a better solution. We can, you can live in harmony with the humans, and we can figure something out. It's almost like, I mean, given the history of this show, I almost wouldn't blame the Doctor as a character at this point for kind of giving up on that as far as the Silurians go. But when you consider when Matt Smith encountered the Silurians, how much hope he had for that, and how much he desperately wanted to broker that peace, you'd think that the Doctor running into the Sea Devils now, the Sea Devils being related to the Silurians, like, you'd think she would, I don't know, at least try. I mean, I get the situation that she's given. She doesn't really have an opportunity to go down that road, but like, I'm sitting here thinking like, well, the writers almost kind of like passed up a perfect opportunity. Like, I'm not blaming the Doctor. I'm blaming Chibnall, because like, don't get me wrong, rehashing the same, like, try to form a peace treaty and then it ends up not working. Like, it does get tired after a while, but like, I feel like it would have been. I feel like it's been long enough. First of all, since the Silurians and Matt Smith, like, I think that's been long enough, and I think exploring it would have been. I feel like they could have found a different way to explore it. I don't know. But whatever. It's a serviceable plot. It's a fun episode. Fun action scenes. Fun lines. Like, it's a good episode. I enjoyed it. For the most part. Um, but now, okay, and so here's the thing that gets sprinkled in between the episode, and that gets resolved at the very end. So the Doctor and Yaz, when Dan very conspicuously wanders off, um, the Doctor and Yaz decide to take the TARDIS to go into the past to find where the ship that had the treasure on it, because they're looking for this treasure, because again, the treasure, the Sea Devils need the keystone that's supposedly with the treasure, so that they can make their device work and make their plan happen, and Armageddon for humans and Sea Devil supremacy. I mean, your classic Doctor Who stuff. But in the midst of that, there's a really interesting scene where the Doctor takes Yaz to the bottom of the ocean in the TARDIS, and shows her like the fish and all this like cool life under the water, and it's cool and kind of romantic. And the Doctor at one point looks at Yaz, and she's talking about the wonder and beauty of the universe, and then she's like, I'm not a bad date, am I? And Yaz looks at her and says no. And then the Doctor quickly changes the subject and brings it back to what they're looking for. And then they get attacked by a giant sea devil creature, which they never explicitly say is the Merca. I I assumed that was what it was supposed to be. Although from what I've heard, Warriors of the Deep is not a high regarded episode. I have not seen it as of yet. But I do know of the creature's existence. They gave it a different name. I can't remember, but it was a decent enough creature. Um, it attacks them. They go into the TARDIS. The it ends up I bringing the Doctor and Yaz to the Sea Devils ship, and which is where the Doctor starts bluffing and trying to get her way out of shit. And later in the plot, uh, like it's really weird. Like it really does feel like they're trying to shoehorn in the Phasmin drama, and it doesn't feel supernatural to the story that's going on. Like it's not annoying. Like they weren't bad scenes. It's just I almost wish they did just save it till the end of the episode, because the way it's sprinkled in is not supernatural, and it just kind of comes off as like, okay, let's get this over with. Let's get this out of the way. All right, back to the Phasmin conversation. All right, back to the plot. All right, back to Phasmin. And at one point, there's a point where the Doctor is doing a thing to reverse the polarity of the neutron flow of the device that the Sea Devils are. Whenever it's a technobabble solution that I don't remember the specifics of, I'm just gonna say the Doctor reversed the polarity of the neutron flow. All right, that is gonna be an ongoing thing on this channel. Because it happens quite a lot, and I'm not gonna remember all the individual technobabble solutions. Um, so yeah, the Doctor is using this machine trying to reverse the Sea Devil's plan, and she's talking to Yaz again about basically just telling her she doesn't want to get into a relationship because she's afraid it's gonna hurt. Um, and then the we get this pirate captain, this Chinese pirate captain from the past, and I guess the Sea Devils were like holding him captive, like they thought he died. And he gets brought back, and he's alive again, and I kind of thought the minute the minute a character from the past that is supposed to be dead is revealed to be alive, the big question in my mind is, all right, how soon until this character is pronounced dead, and in what way are we going to kill them off? And interestingly enough, I thought it was going to be a little more similar to like the last pirate episode we got. Damn, what was that one called? Curse of the Black Spot, I believe. Um, where the pirate captain in that one ends up uh basically the captain of a alien spaceship in a like a flying through space healing random alien creatures it finds. I figured like he was gonna end up some kind of like Guardian-esque character. Um, but instead he just kind of sacrifices himself, and yeah, he basically takes the reins of what the Doctor was doing, uh, uh, which uh, I don't remember what the Doctor like. She's like trying to. I guess she's trying to make the Sea Devils shit explode, and like she like lessens the time, and she's like, oh, we have less time, and like she's talking about time and how like there's never enough of it, and then she like again it awkwardly injecting the Phasmin, and then back to the plot. And so the pirate captain guy dies, big explosion. Doctor and Yaz make it back to the TARDIS in time, and Dan makes it, and they all get back, and the Sea Devils lose. And you know, the more I'm thinking, the more I'm describing the Sea Devils plot, the more I'm just like, there really isn't much to describe. Like it really is just kind of like your standard kind of like pirate adventure. Like it felt like I was watching a fucking Pirates of the Caribbean movie at times, but honestly almost not as interesting at times. And like that's kind of one of the problems with the Chibnall era in the whole like as a whole. Like even when they have an idea that like is really interesting, it's like, okay, let's see how they execute this. And even if it's a fun episode and has individual good moments, like overall as a piece, like you just look at it and it's like this could be better. Like this could be fucking better. And like God, okay, I'm putting off the that's my big complaint is that it could be better. Um, the whole Sea Devils plot could have been integrated better. The fucking pirate stuff, like we just kind of jump around and we don't really get to know the characters much. Like the female pirate captain, like she's just kind of there. Like honestly, it feels like this entire story is just a set piece for the Doctor and Yaz to talk about their feelings while in the middle of an adventure to kind of like juxtapose, you know, Yaz's like expectations of the Doctor with the reality of the kind of life that they lead. And it doesn't feel like it's doing much more than that. Um but overall, um finally at the end we get to the Doctor and Yaz in the TARDIS. Dan is on the phone and he calls Di, the woman from the episode he first appeared in, and they have a good conversation. She's been waiting to talk to him, and that's cool. Last time we saw her, she didn't seem interested in Dan, and now she is, so cool. But on the Doctor and Yaz front, all right, we're finally there. So they're in the TARDIS, they're talking. The Doctor randomly brings up again. She's like, "So I said earlier that I wasn't a bad date," and she goes, "I used to do that. I used to date. I used to do that kind of stuff a lot. I." She brings up her wife at one point. She's like, I had a wife, but I was a different man then. Um, uh, but her biggest excuse seems to be, and this does make sense, and this does track with the Doctor, that like her big concern is that time always runs out. And it's funny because this is her second time saying it. She says it earlier in the episode, and then she reiterates it here to Yaz. Um and she's like basically saying like if she could do it with anyone, it would be Yaz, which was honestly kind of really sad. And that was the point of the episode where I started tearing up, and I started I'm not crying, you're crying. What, like what? Because like a lot of it rings true. And while it sucks that like once again we get the lesbian heartbreak trope, I mean, as as far as the trope goes, I mean, there's a reason it's a trope. It does kind of track for a lot of people's experiences, not all. Um and I feel like they do a good job at like the reality of the relationships between both these people. It just all right. See, for me personally, I want Yaz and the Doctor to end up together. I actually think that would be really sweet. But like it seems at this point like they're not going to go down that road. It seems like she's trying to let her down gently. I Here's my prediction. My prediction is that in the next episode there will be a kiss. But it'll be before, either right before the Doctor regenerates or something tragic happens to Yaz and there's no return. And like Cause I don't think there's much more they can do with that. It basically ends with the doctor saying she can't get into a relationship because she knows it'll hurt too much and she knows it'll end sometime. And Yaz tells the doctor, you know, like, courage is sometimes knowing that something will hurt and doing it anyway. And the doctor replies by asking Yaz if they can just live in the moment for as long as possible. Which, again, feels like them feels, yo. All right, like, look, Yaz, you can see it in her face, like, she is longing for the doctor, and it hurts her when the doctor says that, and you can almost see Yaz's face, like, weighing her options between, like, do I stay with the doctor and take what I can get for as long as I can, or do I leave because that's how it's going to end up anyway, and it's too painful to stay if the doctor never accepts me. It's it's tragically sad, and it's another in the doctor's many sad relationships. And that's another reason why, like, I personally was kind of, I know some people don't want to see it, I was kind of personally rooting for Yaz and the doctor to actually kind of be a thing, because, like, the doctor has had so many tragic endings in the past, and, like, even, like, the ending with River Song, although it was sweet, and he got like 25 years or 20 years with her, before they parted ways, like, he still lost her. And, like, everyone the doctor loves, the doctor loses. It would have been nice to see at least something where the companion was in love with the doctor but was more okay with the idea that that might only be temporary. Um and maybe we might see them go in that. It doesn't seem like they're going in that direction, because, like, the doctor's going to be regenerating next episode. And so I guess we'll get to the final portion of this episode, which is the next time on Doctor Who. We get told that the doctor is gonna die. Big shocker. That's literally how every Doctor's era ends. We see Cybermen, we see Daleks, we see the Master, we see the return of Ace and Tegan. Ace, of course, being the Seventh Doctor's companion, and Tegan being one of the Fifth Doctor's companions. And it's cool to see them back. Interested to see where they will fit into the story. Always enjoy seeing old companions back, and it's nice. Like, we haven't really gotten old companions back since we got Sarah Jane Smith, and then Joe Grant, who only really appeared in not Torchwood, the Sarah Jane Adventures, which is unfortunate, because I'd have loved to see Joe Grant actually appear in the show proper. But it's nice to see more past companions without just, kind of rehashing Sarah Jane over and over, which they kind of did for a while. I'm not saying Sarah Jane isn't great. I love Sarah Jane, but, like, there's a lot of other classic companions, and there's a lot of other characters in general in classic Doctor Who, other doctors that haven't come back since the revival, and it'd be nice to see more of that. Hey, maybe we'll see the fifth and seventh Doctors. That would be cool. I don't know. We're gonna get the centenary special. That's gonna be this November, and then the 60th anniversary special, which I'm curious now, because we got the big hint that the Doctor's gonna be regenerating next episode, unless it's another fake out. It might be. But that could mean a lot of things for what the 60th anniversary special is. I personally would like to see some kind of time jump. I'd like to see some kind of situation where like we see the Doctor like further in the future, and like it's implied that the Doctor had more adventures. I know, but me and my like Phasmin shipping brain, I'm hoping, like, as much as I know it's not gonna happen, I'm hoping that just maybe that'll be what they'll do, and like the Doctor and Yaz end up together at the end of the next episode, and then for the centenary special we see Jodie Whittaker much older, or and then I don't know, integrate the other Doctors. Like, it would be cool if instead of like maybe we see the Doctor in the far future, and like the Doctor's regenerated like again, and like Jodie Whittaker is brought back for the special as like a past incarnation of the Doctor, rather than the main focus the way like kind of Matt Smith was in the 50th. Um, because I think focusing on a different Doctor would probably give the 60th some uniqueness maybe. I don't know. I'm speculating on the 60th now. That's a ways off. We got the centenary special first, and that's coming this November. Damn, it's gonna be a wait. Us Whovians are real out of luck these days, you know? Doctor Who, we don't get nearly enough of it. But, you know, as far as I'm concerned, any Doctor Who is better than no Doctor Who. And so overall, decent episode, interesting, fun. I'm curious what I think about it the more I have time to marinate on it, cause I tend to get caught up in the moment and be like, oh, I really enjoyed this, and then think about it later and be like, actually, did I? But no, I genuinely enjoyed a lot of moments in this, and it was good. What did you guys think? If you watched it, go down in the comments. Let me know what you thought. Like, share, subscribe, become a patron if you want to help out the channel, help keep my videos free, and check out bonus content uploaded occasionally. You also don't have to do any of that. I just appreciate y'all watching the video and hanging out. So until next time, y'all, remember to take care of each other and love yourselves. Bye, guys. Damn it.
If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe, or else you will be deleted. Also, if you would like to upgrade your support, you can become a patron for as little as $2 a month. That sounds like a good way to upgrade the channel, as well as to help fix these inferior visual effects. Be sure to upgrade today. Upgrade, upgrade, upgrade.